so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, in the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, Repeat back with you, and yes, it's Sunday night. That means it's time for the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series tonight, live from the Paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia. It's going to be one hell of a race. Cannot wait to see how this all fires off. Definitely want to welcome everybody that's out there in the land of Twitch and YouTube for yet another race presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Big thank you to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired of our United States Army, Cecil Ross, for sponsoring the full Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series for the second season in a row. Colonel Ross, if you're out there, thank you very much for everything that you do for us. Thank you for everything that you do for all of our veterans in and around the great state of Indiana. And, man, this is going to be a phenomenal race. 200 laps here from Martinsville, qualifying underway right now. So we're going to get down on track, find out who's going to grab the pole here at this very fast paperclip of a half-mile track. Again, Martinsville, Virginia. So let's go ahead and get on down, pick up with these guys, and see exactly what's going on. Right now, here is the number 7 for Mr. Murphy. Looks like the 81 was on top there, but the 05 of Rickard kind of pushes him on down pretty quick. Jay's on top, says, I'm here, but I have to go to bed. Good night, Uncle Pete. Jay, I love you, buddy. I'll see you soon. Have a great night, and yeah, do what you got to do, buddy. Tell the rest of the family I said hello. All right, so Jay's on top out there in the land of YouTube, shouting it out. Big follower of the Turned Out for What season, as well as when I actually get a chance to go live and turn a few laps for myself. Both him and his big brother Izzy, my sister Colleen, and his dad Izzy. Guys, and if you want to know more about Jay and Izzy, and there's actually Izzy and Jay Soap at izzyandjaysoap.com. It's under my About section on my channel. Amazing soaps and skin creams and tattoo cream, all kinds of stuff to help out if you've got a naturally oily or naturally dry skin. Go on over, check it out. I promise it's worth it. All kinds of stuff to help you out. So, all right, right now it looks like Austin Collins is now on the top. Here's the number 5 of the one and only Mike Miller in his Toyota TRD machine. Right now sitting P number 2 as we go on down. One of the guys that ran a whole bunch of practice laps here at Martinsville earlier in the day, this number 13, bringing back, I should say, the Rowdy scheme. He used to run this scheme a long time ago. It's good to see him back in these colors. Have to see how he does as the night rolls on. And so far, it looks like he's going to set P number 3. Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 20 right now, showing to be P number 10. A little bit further down on the board, how about the one and only Mike Papa Bear Campbell as he comes across the line, a little high on track in his Network Alliance for Veterans.com Ford F-150. Down the backstretch. I tell you, Mike does everything that he possibly can to get better each and every week. He does have a win this season, so we'll see him in the postseason. Cannot wait to see how that all works out for him as the season progresses. Chris Weaver down here in his Fox 8 Fox 8 Plus machine. In his Ford F-150 right now to be sitting right around P19. Evan Knopp in this number 63 machine. This is his get up to speed or his burner lap. Looks like he's possibly one of the only that hasn't put up a fast time as of yet. And yep, that was his get up to speed lap. So this is his first time lap. Let's see what he's capable of doing here in this machine tonight. Nope, he says one and done. So right now, sitting P23. A little bit further down the board, got the one and only Jose Ruiz. Right now, it seems to be just under 30 bad mother truckers to tackle the paperclip. Jose Ruiz, this should be his fast lap right here, unless fast lap gets to be lap number 2. But this Columbia machine, always very fast. If Jose doesn't get wrapped up in somebody else's issue, he's usually pretty quick. That lap right there, fast enough for P13 in those Columbia colors. You know what? Let me go ahead and make sure I've got all my sounds where I want them. I just thought about that, and no, I don't. That's where they should be. There you go. All right. All right, so Jose Ruiz's fastest lap was good enough for P13, and I believe that's everybody out there this evening. Maybe Brian Pizzicemi in that number 78 Chevrolet hasn't taken a Q lap, but that's not uncommon. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the boards, and we'll go ahead and pull up your grid. That way you know where everybody's starting this evening. Looks like it's going to be Austin Collins on the pole in his number 74. Mike Miller to round out the front row in his number 5 machine. Behind them, you've got Justin Aniscock. Excuse me, Justin Aniscock in that number 13. Scott Rickard to his outside in that number 05 P4. P5, Tom Harmon in the 68 with Charles Mosley Jr. in the 89. P7 is going to be James Shainwolf in the 1 with Kenny Lind in the 57 to his outside. Top 5 rows look like Eric Heil in that SM Designs number 610 with Ed Robertson to his outside in the 64. And to round out the top 12 is going to be Stan Carnathan in his 33 with Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 20 to his outside. P13 looks like Jose Ruiz in the 2-3 starting 1-3. 1-4 is going to be Andrew Chapman in the 25. P15, Chris Murphy in the 7 with Jordan Anderson to his outside in the 3. John Osborne in the 81 firing off 17th with Doug King in the 87 18th. 19th looks like Josh Taylor in the 30 with Chris Weaver in the 8 P20. P21 is going to be Brad Rivers in the 88 with Mike Carter in the 18 in that double deuce spot to his outside. Mike Pop Bear Campbell in that Network Alliance for Veterans number 71 sitting P23. 24th is going to be Evan Knopp in the 63. And to round out the last couple of rows, Claire Murphy in the deuce, a P25. P26 going to be Chris Bruns in the 54. Last but not least, just mentioned him a moment ago, Brian Pizzicemi in the 78, firing off last. So that rounds out the 27 truck field that we've got going on this evening. Cecil Ross, Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, that is, says, good evening, everyone. And yes, that is the man that's taking care of the entire Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, both last year and again this year. Colonel Ross, again, I mentioned it in the opening. Thank you very much for everything that you do here for Turn Down for What, but most of all, thank you very much for everything that you do for our United States veterans, whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or Space Force. In and around the great state of Indiana. Ladies and gents, you want to know more about Colonel Ross and what he's able to do for all of our veterans, go on over to networkallianceforveterans.com, where you'll learn a whole lot more about Leon's Heroes, the Hero Care Program, everything that Colonel Ross is involved in, and all the programs that he can assist you with. And I promise you that if he doesn't have the information that you need right there for your question, he will reach out to all the support groups that he's involved with to get you your answer. So if you're newly separated from one of our armed force branches, or if you've been out for a while and you just need a help, please go on over again, networkallianceforveterans.com, send him a message. I promise you, Lieutenant Colonel Ross will get back to you in a timely fashion and help you to the best extent of his ability. All right, so let's go ahead and clear the boards. Let's go ahead and get on down with Austin Collins, see exactly how this is going to fire off. Again, 200 laps here from the Paperclip half-mile track, Martinsville, Virginia, for the NAV 200, getting ready to fire off. All right, so lights atop the Pace truck are out. Next time by, you'll see that Pace truck pull on down pit road, and we will get going. 27 of these truckers going to jump on that loud pedal, and we're going to go full bore. Let's get at it. All right, let's bring it on over to Barney in the starter, in the up in the start tower. There we go. Yeah, I'll get it right one of these days. Green flag's out. Let's go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, so it looks like the 74 Boston Collins is going to go ahead and lead the first one. And this truck is always fast enough. He might actually lead the last one too. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Now let's go ahead and bring your scoring pylon and everything else that you're going to need back up so you're able to keep up with everything that's going on this evening and keep up with your favorite driver and where he runs at any given moment. Justin Hanscock in that P2 spot just went purple, running a time of 1962. So far the fastest lap, sitting there on P number 3 and keeping right up with this number 74 going into the corner. Again, Justin Hanscock went on out and put up 2 practice sessions for all of Turn Down for What to join this afternoon, and they were both, I believe, an hour apiece. You saw several drivers pop in both sessions and take advantage of, one thing about a track like this where there's a whole lot of brake, there's being gentle on the accelerator to get up and off the corner. Seat time is what makes you a better racer, especially, at a very, very technical track like Martinsville. As you can see there, looking back down the straightaway, just a whole lot of single file racing. We're going to go back, see if we can't find some double file racing a little bit further in the back. So far, yeah, it's all single file. Mike Pop Bear Campbell back here right now in P23. So looking ahead from him, you can definitely see where, it's literally just a long conga line going around this half-mile paperclip shaped track in Martinsville. All right, so ahead of, or right behind Mike Pop Bear Campbell is going to be Doug King as we look on from his roof cam, or from his hood cam rather. That's what I'm talking about different braking zones. Whoa, hold on a minute. Yeah, that could have been bad. You saw the 87 dive deeper into the corner than the 71 of Campbell did, and you almost ended up in the bed of the truck with him. So you saw exactly what I was talking about earlier about seat time and how you got to learn to run this track. All right, a little bit further up, how about Stan Carnathan in this number 33 Nugget machine? And I tell you what, we watched, if you watched the race from Martinsville today, that truck that's just ahead of him, that number 26, I want to say it is. No, actually it's going to be the 25 rather, of Andrew Chapman. Kind of take a little bit of a look back. That paint scheme should look pretty familiar if you watch Denny Hamlin get it done today at his home track. There you go. Looking back from Charlie Mosley Jr., this is from P7 as we're just now starting lap 13. These truckers are running a lap every 19 to 20 seconds. So they're effectively running 3 full laps in a minute. So when we're talking 200 laps, tonight's race should fly by very, very quickly. So far, so good. 14 laps now, caution free as they come on by Barney one more time. Looking back from John Osborne back to the 78 of Brian Pizzicemi. Pizzicemi started in 27th spot. So right now he's battling for P16. John Osborne has it. Brian Pizzicemi right there behind him. He wants to take it away as we look back from the rear fin on that number 81 for John Osborne. There we go. I'll get it right one of these days. take a quick look at some temps here tonight. See what the track is kind of looking like. Looks like 97-degree track temp with a 70-degree air. So the track is not exactly boiling over. Should make for some really, really good racing as the day goes on. We'll kind of come back to take a look at that a little bit later on. But this is a really, really good little battle that's kind of brewing between Brian Pizzakemi and John Osborne. Again, all for P16 as we look on from Pizzakemi. Looks like he might actually get the run up and off the corner, and in fact he does. He's going to go ahead and throw it in underneath the 81. 81, I'm not quite sure if he overshot the entry, may have, and then got a little tight. So that's going to allow the 78 to get on by, as well as the 30 Coke machine for Josh Taylor. So Josh Taylor running Coke machine, John Osborne running a Pepsi machine. Got a battle of the soda cans here. See if we can't take a little look down the side of that machine for John Osborne back here. We saw him smack the wall just a tad, but it looks like so far so good. No real issues there, and he's able to continue on. We'll be talking about some Darlington stripes here in the next couple weeks. So far, no real stripe along the side of this Pepsi can. All right, let's go back up front, see if anything's changed up here. Nothing has changed except for the gap now. When the last time we saw the 74 and the 13 of Justin Aniscock, we were talking about them being very, very close. Well, right now, Aniscock and the 68 of Tom Harmon, they're racing side by side, going into turns 1 and 2. Trying to keep off of each other, meanwhile having a great race. Eric Heil from within the field just told me that my title over on YouTube says Homestead. Not quite sure why that is, but I'll see if I can't go ahead and get that updated. Thank you very much, Eric, for letting me know. No, we are definitely not at Homestead. We are way up north in Martinsville, Virginia. I'll see if I can't actually go ahead and get that updated right now. I want to make sure that we've got the most accurate information out there for you. That's not what I wanted.
All right, man.
Oh, caution's going to fly. Looks like Ed Robertson and possibly Chris Murphy going to have something to do with this. So let's go ahead and drop back, find out exactly what happened. Working lap 27, caution number 1 for the evening is in the air. All right, so let's go back with Ed Robertson right now and see if we can find out exactly what happened. All right, and let's play this out. You see Ed Robertson right there in the 64. Eric Heil is going to be right ahead of him. And it looks like the 89 coming up and off the corner. Eric Heil goes to the inside, and the 64 is there. Big braking zone right there. 64 getting down just behind Eric. Eric now in that bottom lane. Here comes the 64 kind of pinching up to the wall just a little. I'm not quite sure if the 64 missed his entry into the corner or if there was any small contact there between the 64 and the 610. All right, and then the other possible contact between Ed Robertson and Chris Murphy or Josh Taylor or John Osborne was, if any, a little bit later on. All right, let's go ahead and play this back, or let's go ahead and get back to live here. All right, so looks like some decided to go on down pit road. Actually, no, I take that back. Looks like everybody went down pit road except for Andrew Chapman. Andrew Chapman in that number 25 up front. Let's see if maybe we could possibly get him, unless he decides to go down pit road this time, but I don't believe so. So let's see if we can go ahead and find him right quick. Andrew Chapman down there in heel turn. And let's go ahead and bring him on up as soon as my system will let me. Andrew, it's Repeat up in the booth, but I know you got only a quick second as you're back double file, but you decided not to go down pit road. Your chances of being able to keep the lead, sir?
Probably not very good, but I think they're going to start piling it up now, so I want to get away from it. We'll see how it works out.
All right, buddy. The clean air is all yours. Let's go back green. Good luck. Go get him.
Thanks, man.
Actually, the caution looks like it was put off, so we can talk to you for a second. After being out there for 27 laps now on these older tires, what was the balance of your Toyota machine, which, by the way, love that scheme, kind of taken after Denny today. What was the balance of that truck like in both clean air and dirty air?
It feels fine. It's just under braking. Braking point feels different with every turn the more laps we do, so just trying to keep it under me with my braking. Got to work on that a little bit.
All right, buddy. Well, again, nice looking scheme. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up as always, and I'll get you back on down with your teammates in heel turn right now.
Thank you. Shout out to Car Inside for the paint scheme.
There you go. All right, so one more time, back down to heel turn. We're going to go ahead and bring it on back to Barney in the starting stand. Let's go. So 74 of Austin Collins, he's going to be able to go ahead and take that lead right back. 25 has fallen back to P3. He's got James Shaywolf to his outside. The 68 of Tom Harmon. The 5 there of Mike Miller. Jimmy Cocker, Scott Ricker, Chris Murphy, and Charlie Mosley Jr. round out our top 10. Some of the sights and sounds of Martinsville, Virginia, kind of tagging along with a few of these guys. 8 of Chris Weaver back here. He's got the 87 Chevrolet of Doug King right up his trumpet, getting into and firing off these corners. Looks like Doug King actually has a pretty good handling truck. You see the 3 of Jordan Anderson right ahead of them. We talked to Mike Carter. Trying to catch up with him right now. Actually, no, we didn't talk to Mike Carter. So this is what we saw earlier in the race, and right now Austin Collins really very, very fast number 74 Team Watson Racing's setup Toyota TRD machine. Justin Aniscock just a couple laps ago went ahead and posted the fastest lap again of the evening with a 1956, so a 19.5, 19.6. very, very fast, but it seems like it's all about the clean air. And that's what it is at a lot of these races. You want that clean air in order to be able to get on up there and get your truck to perform at its best. When you're in dirty air, even though it's a short track, that still affects you. It will make your truck push tight. And you have to run off the right rear a little bit more to try to get that truck to turn without having to really get that front right to scrub. So these guys doing a great job. And right now back here in P number 3, talking about James Shainwolf. He's a good, 1.3 seconds off the lead, but he's also 4 spots ahead of where he started in P number 7. Tom Harmon right behind him in that Avril Lavigne number 68 machine. And he's also up a spot after starting P5. Down 3 is going to be Mike Miller just behind him in his Toyota number 5. See him go a little wide there in the corner, and Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 20 going to try to fill that hole as the 5 misses the braking point or has to put a little bit more wheel into it. Scott Rickard behind Jimmy by just a little bit as he comes across the line. We start lap 45 of 200. One caution so far only on the evening, and Scott looking very, very fast also. He's down 3 spots, but hanging right there solidly inside the top 10. Chris Murphy up 7 spots to P number 8 as he also comes across the start stripe. That Ford also very, very fast, but right behind him, Brian Pizzicemi. Again, Brian Pizzicemi up 18 spots after starting tail end Charlie on the evening. The man's been able to pick up quite a few spots all night long. Must feel pretty confident in his looks like Chevrolet. Charlie Mosley Jr. right behind in his Haviland number 89, down 4 after starting 6th. But with all that space right now, he could really just kind of work on his rhythm. There we go. Work on his rhythm of the track. Really just race the track. Don't have to worry about anybody, beating down your tailgate or anybody right in front of you where you got to worry about their braking zone. So right now the 89 is in a great spot to really just race the track and work on his own time. All right, Jose right behind him. Jose right now up to P11. Up 2 spots with the 30 of Josh Taylor right behind. Again, Jose Ruiz, he's actually raced with Josh Taylor for several years now. These guys actually go back to console days and are actually pretty good friends off the track also. Kenny Lind down 5 spots in this number 57 Liquid Death machine. Sitting right now P13. Also, just like that one truck up ahead, can really just concentrate on tackling the track, hitting his marks, and catching that rhythm of Martinsville in order to move his way on up. John Osborne, we saw him make contact with the outside wall a little bit ago, but right now that truck's looking pretty good. Overall, he's still up 3 spots from where he started, sitting P14. P15, Stan Carnathan in this double 3 Ford F-150, down 4, again to P15. He's got John Osborne in the 81 just ahead, and then right behind is going to be Chris Weaver in that My Fox 8 Plus. Looks like Ford F-150 also. Oh, some contact there between Chris Weaver and Brad Rivers. Brad Rivers kind of takes that spot. Actually, no, that wasn't Brad Rivers. Or was it? Yeah. Something happened right there. But yeah, let's keep on moving. I'm pretty sure it was Brad Rivers, but it's actually showing the 64 right now behind him, and the 64 is Ed Robertson. Brad Rivers, one more spot back in that advanced auto, number 88, but overall still up 4 spots. Doug King sitting in 18th in his number 87 Chevrolet. He qualified 18th, and that's exactly where he continues to run. P19, Jordan Anderson back here in this Bomb Pop number 3, this Prime Energy drink machine. to his outside right now is going to be the 25 of Andrew Chapman. These guys putting on a great race. Andrew Chapman able to hold that high side down. He was the driver that we spoke with very early in the that first caution, as it looks like caution is going to fly again. It looks like, see if we can find out exactly what happened here. Looks like, so far, I haven't been given a replay as to what exactly happened. So let's jump to the back, shall we? And see if we can find out maybe with Ed Robertson. Nope, there he is. Eric Heil a little bit further back in his SM Designs number 610. Chris Bruns back there also. And there you see who is that behind the pace truck. Is that Austin Collins? Nope. Not quite sure what who this caution is on, so we're going to go ahead and roll on. Austin Collins leading everybody down pit road. There you see the 68 of Tom Harmon. He's going to actually go ahead and inherit the truck. I'm going to guess he missed his entry onto pit road. All right, so what do you say we get up close and personal with Tom Harmon right quick, see if we can't get a quick word with the driver. Should be down there in, I want to say, Weaver. Yep, there he is. Let's go ahead and bring him on up to the booth right quick and see exactly what he's got going on. Tom, it's repeat up in the booth, but I see you down there now. That very familiar Avril Lavigne number 68 Silverado. You stayed out after last going in on lap 27. Strategy behind it, sir?
I'm just going out on a limb here. There's nothing really thinking going on. I just wanted to kind of see how it worked. I wasn't. If we keep getting cautions every 20-25 laps and people keep hitting, they'll run out of tires. I'll have something at the end. And that's just kind of the hope behind it at this point.
Well, I can tell you that the 25 stayed out earlier, led a couple laps, grabbed the point, just like you're doing now. And he was mired back at about 18th right there. Now, I know that you know how to save your tires, you know how to save fuel, but what is the, if you had to, what is your expectation for the next several laps?
It could go anywhere. This has looked to have green flag potential. It also has the potential to be caution fest, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
All right, buddy. I'll get you back on down to Weaver Motorsports right now. Take care of Avril as she always takes care of you, and we'll talk to you again later.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
You got it, buddy. Again, one more time. Pilot of that number 68 Avril Lavigne Silverado. As Yellow's going to go ahead and stay out for one more lap, but we'll get him back on down with Weaver Motorsports. And what a great race this is featuring to be. All right. So what do y'all think, chat? Who's gonna get it done this evening? Is it gonna be a Tom Harmon? Is he playing the strategy right? It's gonna be Brad Rivers in his 88 with the track position. He also didn't go down pit road this time. The first one out here on newest tires is gonna be Justin Aniscock in P number 3. All right, let's go ahead and get him on back to the start finish line. Barney's got the green flag in hand.
Green.
Green flag. Let's go. Caution's gonna fly. Caution number 3 is flying. As you see, some looks like smoke. They are coming out of turn 2, going down the backstretch, and there you see the 5 of Mike Miller kind of righting his ship. He also looks like possibly Mike Carter is going to have something to do with this as well. So let's go on back right now, see if we can find out exactly what happened. All right, there is the number 5. Let's go ahead and flip that around. And let's go ahead and play this out, shall we? So this is right after we went green. Bruce Spencer says, good evening all. Sorry couldn't make it in time tonight. Good luck. I'm sure they definitely appreciate that, Bruce. Thank you very much. All right, so under throttle, 5's got the Deuce right behind him, coming past the flag stand, going into turns 1 and 2, and gets a shot in the bumper from the Deuce. Going to try to get it woed up and slowed up, lock it down so there's no more real big damage, and that is the reason for the caution. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Justin Aniscock right now sitting P number 2, right there behind the 68. And I know right where we can find him, so let's go ahead and pull Justin on up right quick and see what the strength of this number 13 is this evening. Justin, it's repeat up in the booth, but I see that old Rowdy scheme that you brought back out of retirement. How you feeling about that truck in the race so far this evening, sir?
It'd be better if there wasn't anybody in front of me.
Yeah.
That it seems like you get side by side and you just pin them down, and you can't really do anything on the bottom unless you move them up the track and out of the way. But I think it's just too early for that. But the 68's here on old tires, so I think I should be able to get clear of them.
All right, buddy. I see that 74 starting to his outside. That could also benefit you as well as the 68, if the 68 has any kind of issue on the start. But I'll get you back on down with the rest of your teammates. Good luck as always, sir. Keep the shiny side up and go get them.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. Back on down with the rest of his team goes the number 13, Justin Aniscock, old Rowdy. As we go back green, let's go.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, so it looks like so far that Avril Lavigne, number 68, has been able to hold on, but he has a mirrorful of the 13. We're going to go ahead and take it 3 wide for the lead. Going down into turn 3, looks like 13 is going to go ahead and throw it in there. The 68 wisely checked up, not to keep it 3 wide. That allowed the 20 of Jimmy Cocker to also close in underneath that 74. So the 13 of Justin Aniscock, he wanted that clean air. Now he's got it. They'll have a brand new feel of that truck to try to get into and off the corners, but that 20 of Jimmy Cocker also closing in. Now just a half second back under this restart, and everybody right now trying to run him down and grab a point for themselves for leading a lap. All right, Brian Pizzicami mentioned him a moment ago, and here he is in this number 78. Now up 23 spots with a couple of cautions that we've had this evening. Still continuing to move his way up through the field. He didn't gain most of those spots by caution. He gained most of them by being very, very fast all night long. Mentioned Jimmy Cocker. Here he is in that Virginia Tech number 20. He's got the bad fast number 74 of Austin Collins right behind as they come across the start stripe to start lap 72. I believe 3 cautions on the evening so far, but all of them doing a great job. Just one for different braking zone issues, and another for a little bit of contact by the wall. And the last caution, or the caution before that, unfortunately didn't have a replay for it, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Austin Collins got on by the 20. Now he's got to try to set sail for the 13 of Justin Aniscock. Looks like most of the top 5, top 10, all back single file, as caution number 4 is going to fly. This is going to have something to do with Mike Miller again, a little bit further in the back. So let's go on back, see if we can't find out exactly what happened, and see what happens with this 5. All right, let's go ahead and play it out. Whole lot of trucks up ahead, and I'm going to guess that is old. So let's go ahead and get on down here a little bit more. Okay, so let's check in with Brad Rivers, not the 5. My bad. All right, and let's play this again. All right, so here's the 88. He's got the 23 of Jose Ruiz right behind. Looks like the 88 goes wide. 23 able to throw the nose inside There is the 8 right behind a Chris Weaver. 23 again on the bottom. 88 up high. 88 accelerating off. 23 underneath. Getting into turns 3 and 4. And it looks like 88's going to go around by himself. A little bit of a self-spin there. And that is the reason for our caution. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Doesn't look like anybody else was collected in that. So good job by the 88 to lock it down and not collect any other drivers. All right, Austin Collins now leading the way. He should be down here also in that number 74. I don't remember if we actually spoke with him or not. So we'll actually wait until I don't think we did. My mind's slipping, y'all. My mind is slipping. Not even gonna lie. No, I don't think we did. In fact, I'm almost positive we didn't. So the next time, because I believe under that first caution, we jumped in with the 25, if I'm not mistaken, because he stayed out where the 74 had been leading. So if when or if the next caution comes on out, we'll pick up with the 74 and see what Austin Collins thinks about his truck and the way that it's handled so far. All right, going on down pit road. Going to address the flag stand here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and bring it on back over to Barney. He's got the green flag up. Let's get ready to roll one more time.
Green flag.
Let's go. All right, battle for the lead here. 20 was to the inside. I don't know if he led that. I'm sorry, that was a battle for P2 rather. The 13, looks like he was shot out of a cannon. So far ahead, wasn't even in the scene right then and there. But here's a great battle right now for P number 2. 74 of Austin Collins to the outside. Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech number 20 to the inside. He's going to go ahead and give up the fight, rather not abuse the tires right now. Save some a little bit later on and falls into the clutches of the 78 of Brian Fizikemi. And right behind him is going to be the 05 Team Watson Racing Setups machine for Scott Rickard. Josh Taylor, how about driver number 30 in his Coca-Cola machine? One of those drivers that took advantage of all the practice time that was set up earlier to turn a ton of laps. I mean, he was talking about tire wear, tire temps, the short run, talking about the long run. He was really putting a lot of emphasis on this race this evening. And right now he's up 13 spots to P number 6. So great run so far by this number 8. But how about also great run by Chris Weaver in this MyFox 8 machine right now, sitting P7, also up 13 spots. Nobody's gained more spots, though, than Brian Fizikemi in P number 4. In fact, as I look through the rest of the field, I don't see any other drivers that are up double digits. But Jimmy Cocker right now is up 9 spots to that P3 position. All right, so what do you say we do a little bit of a crank it up session here? Go on through the field, take a look at some of the sights, listen to some of the sounds, and yeah, let's roll on. If you got a nice sound bar or surround sound system, whatever you may have, go ahead and crank it up. Let's go. All right, so caution number 5 is in the air for the evening. Looks like James Shane Wolf in his number 1 machine is going to have something to do with this. So let's go on over and pick up with that number 1, see if we can find out exactly what happened right now. All right, so let's flip this around and see what that elite machine is looking like after this yellow. Let's go ahead and play this out high above. See that advanced auto parts number 88 for Brad Rivers just behind. This is coming across the start stripe to start the next lap into turns 1 and 2. Trying to keep it down there as close to the curb as possible. Little loose on exit, but able to hold on to it going into 3 and 4. And the tires just say, nope, not going to happen. As he, again, keeps it locked down not to collect any more drivers. Great job by James Shane Wolf in doing just that. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live and pick up with... Well, looks like the 74 decided to go ahead and bring it on down pit road. So we'll wait and see where... nope, there's Austin Collins. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up with Austin right now and see how he's feeling. Austin, it's a repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy, sir?
How's it going, Pete?
I'm doing all right, man. You have been up in the front for most of the race. Occasionally found yourself a little bit further back after somebody stayed out or whatnot. But what's the overall balance of your truck between the clean and dirty air, sir?
It feels about the same. I'm not really pushed it too hard so far. Just kind of trying to keep the truck underneath of me. I try to keep the right front, right sides on it. But we're getting down here. We're about halfway, so we'll start pushing here a little bit and see what we can do.
Yep, 6 more laps to halfway. Working lap 94, coming to lap 95. Great looking Team Watson machine as always. Jet Black, need to find you some sponsorships, sir. You do too well not to have anybody on board, not to get those shout outs, except for again those Team Watson racing setups that you're always so happy to shout out at the end. Good luck, sir. I'll get you back on down, I believe, with Weaver, and yeah, go get him.
All right, thank you, Pete.
You got it. Again, one more time, pilot of this Team Watson Racing setups, number 74, the one and only Austin Collins. And it looks like lights atop the pace truck are back on, so we're going to go around one more time. And man, what a great race this has really turned out to be so far. See a lot of people moving their way through the field. See some people falling back, but not the 74. He is held strong all night long. So Tom Harmon, after pitting on lap 74, finds himself in the front. Ed Robertson to his outside. Justin Anscott, Brad Rivers, and Jimmy Cocker round out the top 5. All right, pace truck's going to go ahead and pull up. Let's bring it on back to Barney and get ready to fire it off yet again to start lap number 97 here from Martinsville in the Network Alliance for Veterans.com 200. Let's go. All right, so it looks like the 68 is going to be able to go ahead and pull away by a good 7/10 because this battle back here between Brad Rivers and the 64 of Ed Robertson. 74 just kind of biding his time. Again, he knows that he's got a very, very fast truck and just been able to hold on and work his way back through the field. And let's go. Bruce Bencher says, yep, Ed back up to second. Absolutely. Ed's very, very fast. 64 tags that outside wall, and that's going to stack him up a little bit behind him. The 13 of Justin Anscott was the first one into his tailgate as the 88 goes super wide all the way up into the wall going through turns 3 and 4. And we're going to be able to stay green as we come to the halfway. See if we can't get a quick look at Ed's front end. I think it's going to be okay for the most part. But let's see if we can take a look at it. Look at that. The front end of his Toyota looks pretty clean. Looks like Justin Aniscock was also made some contact, but he looks clean also. So no harm, no foul between any of these drivers. Let's take a look at some of the speeds between our top guys right quick. You see Collins there. Actually, Collins on lap 100 posting the fastest lap of the race with a 19.531. I want to say before that it was a 5.6 by Justin Aniscock. So 3/100ths faster goes Austin Collins. And he has gone ahead and resumed the lead. The 78 of Brian Pizzakemi now working underneath the 68 of Tom Harmon, and Josh Taylor continuing to work his way through the field, showing that, hey, practice makes perfect. And so far it has been a relatively perfect night for that number 30, and he continues to march his way through the field. I think the only other driver that he had a little bit of an issue with earlier was, whoa, we got some contact there between the 60 and the 610 and the 87. So caution number 6 is gonna fly on the evening, and pretty sure we can go on back with the 610 right quick. Eric Heil. Since I didn't get a replay for that, I'll go ahead and back it up the old-fashioned way, and let's get on down here. All right, stop it right there. And let's go ahead and bring it on back to the nose. And let's play this at a little bit of quarter speed here. Let's go. This is down the backstretch, going into turns 3 and 4. You see the flames shoot out the tailpipes for the 87. Looks like 87's getting a little loose, kind of sliding up track, maybe on the brakes a little bit more than the 610 was prepared for. And Eric Heil tries to get underneath, and unfortunately, actually, let's stop that right there and see if we can't back this up a tad. I think Uncle Netcode might have taken a trip to Martinsville. I think that's what this may have been. So let's back this up just a tad. Let's stop right there, flip it around from the 87, and see what it looks like from Doug King. All right, and let's take a look at, there it is. Let's play this out quarter speed. There you see 610, no contact, no contact. And unfortunately that's, let's see, 610. Take a look at Eric Heil's right side. And oh, there's definitely contact there. But again, the 87 is kind of a little bit of slideways, maybe a little bit slower through the corner than Eric Heil was able to prepare for. And this is the result. A little bit of a bump there. And you could see Eric trying to turn and trying to whoa it up. It still makes a little bit more contact. There it is, completely locked up. And just nothing you could do about it. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. And it's going to make me bring it back live the old way because I backed it up the old-fashioned way. All right. So Austin Collins still leading the way. Pace trucks pulling off. Let's get back to Barney in the tower. Get ready to roll.
Green, green, green.
Green flag. All right, so the 74 again started pole, right now still continuing to lead. Brian Pizzakemi sitting P2 in that 78, the biggest mover overall this evening. And right now he finds himself behind the fastest truck that's been on the track all night long. Justin Aniscock so far still sitting P3 right where he started. His good buddy Josh Taylor right now sitting P5 in a great battle with the 05 of Scott Rickard as they come off the corner side by side, battling down the backstretch, getting into turns 3 and 4. The 30 should have the advantage on the bottom, but the 05 kind of keeping him pinched down. Both of them will wash back up towards the wall to come across working lap 113. Again, these guys are turning laps in the sub 20-second realm. So they are completing 3 laps, give or take, on the short run, a little bit more than that on the long run, but they're completing about 3 laps every minute. So this race completely flying by. They went green at 9 o'clock, and even with 5 or 6 cautions under their belt, so far we have gone past halfway in under an hour. Looking at the times between Rickard and Taylor, they are a virtual dead heat. I mean, it looks like Jimmy Cocker's been fast, 2 of the last 5 laps, but Rickard on that outside really trying to hold it down. And the more he pinches the 30 of Josh Taylor down on the bottom side, the slower Josh Taylor is, because he can't get back in the throttle to accelerate up and off the corner. Where the 05 can wash it all the way up to the wall, the 30 can't do that. He's got to put a little bit more wheel into it, a little bit of contact there, getting into the corner, and it looks like the 20's going to be able to slide on by, as well as a couple others, but we're staying green. Josh Taylor definitely having a hard time getting it set into the corner after battling lap after lap with the 05. Might have heated up the brakes, heated up the tires, not 100% sure, but it definitely seems like that 30 Coca-Cola machine could use a little more Coke on the tires to get them to stick in the corner. That time there, no issue whatsoever, back on the throttle. All right, Austin Collins still leading, Fizikemi 2, Justin Aniscock 3rd, Jimmy Cocker 4th, Scott Rickard in P5, Chris Murphy, Josh Taylor, Ed Robertson, Jose Ruiz, and Chris Weaver back here in that number 8, sitting P10. Oh, I thought for sure that that number 1 of James Shanewolf was gonna kind of hit the clicker on that Fox 8 machine, but they continue on. If you don't know what a clicker is, Oh, there it is. Oh, 8, hold on to it. Hits, caution's out. And I'm pretty sure we know right where that one's going to go. All right, so we saw the 8 get out of sorts and hit the brakes, and then the 5 of Mike Miller come along and jack up the rear end on that Fox 8 machine. So let's go back and see if it started in a different way than what we just saw. All right, so let's running around here, and let's play this out. Definitely seems like the 8's already got some issues where the back end is lifted up. Now the 68 of Tom Harmon getting on by. That's where I thought James Shanewolf was really going to send the 8 up to the wall. Coming across the start stripe there, going into the next set of turns. 8 getting back on the throttle. Really starting to step out a little bit, it looks like, but able to control it. Catching up with the 68, got too hot into the corner, tried to lock it down. You saw the tire smoke and tried to let others go on by, but in the racing groove. So the 5 of Mike Miller, nowhere to go, coming off of a blind corner, tags the 8 in the back end, and caution is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live yet again. All right, so we talked to Justin Aniscock. Let's, lights atop the pace truck are still on. So let's see if maybe we get a quick word with Jimmy Cocker if he's in the Discord. Hopefully he is. Nope, I don't see him as available. So we'll push on and maybe another race. All right, but Jimmy Cocker now up 10 spots to P number 2. Still really, really pushing. You saw the little bit of contact there that helped him get by the number 30. So he's going to have that outside line. Justin Anscock will no doubtedly take the bottom side and see how that all works. Yeah, John Miller says, Parks in front of me. Yep, I hear you, bud. I hear you. I think what he tried to do was not be in the racing groove, but maybe he thought he was a little higher up on the inside of the bricks, not actually still on the tracks. It's just unfortunate, but I get you, man. $75 laps to go here in the Network Alliance for Veterans 200. And it's been an eventful evening, working the 7th caution, coming back to it. Let's go ahead and bring it on back to Barney. He's got the green flag up. Let's go racing.
Green, green, green.
All right, so the 13 of Justin Anscock going to go ahead and lead that one. 68 and the 20 battling right behind, still side by side. The 74's got an open lane up high, chooses to stay on the bottom, decides to stay right in front of the 05 of Rickard. Cautions out again. This one looks like it's going to have something to do with Ed Robertson, Jordan Anderson, possibly Brad Rivers, and more. Could it be a big one? Let's go on back, find out. All right, we're going to go back with Ed Robertson right quick and see if we can start there. There he is in that 64, right ahead of the 81 of John Osborne and to the inside of the 23 of Jose Ruiz. Let's play this out. $64 down low. You see him having to check up a little bit more for the 1 in company. Across the start stripe into turns 1 and 2. Big stack up on the bottom. Had to get on the binders. Good job by the 23 not to run into the back end of the 64. Now into 3 and 4 again. Under braking. I'm not quite sure if he had the shift right there or not. But you see the 88 of Brad Rivers tag the back end just a little bit as well. 64 waiting on others to come on by. There goes the 57. Going to grab a gear. The 3's still on the bottom. 64 is going to go on by, same as the 89 in company. That's our caution. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Let's see now if we can find the one and only Andrew Chapman kind of hanging out here. Yep, Andrew Chapman down there in heel turn. No, we actually spoke with Andrew Chapman earlier. So what about Scott Rickard? Let's see if we can find Scott Rickard here right quick. That's Scott Rickard down there in Weaver Motorsports. Let's go ahead and pull him on up right quick. Scott, it's Repeat up in the booth. How's that Team Watson Racing Setups 05 handling for you this evening?
Pretty good. Just been stuck in traffic the entire race. People going to the front with staying out and stuff.
So we've heard others say clean air is absolutely king here, even as a short track. If you're able to get that 05 machine in clean air, you think you can get on up there and lead a few?
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting up there somehow with the way this is going.
All right, buddy. I know you're back double file on the backstretch. I'll get you back on down to Weaver. Good luck, sir. Go get it.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, again, pilot of that Team Watson Racing Setups 05. Talking about Scott Rickard in that looks like Chevrolet. Back on down he went. All right. Back to the start stand. Let's go. All right, 13's going to be able to go ahead and lead that one. Going into turns 1 and 2 to start lap 133. Again, a great battle behind between Tom Harmon and the 20 of Jimmy Cocker. These guys race a lot together on Monday nights in the Shake and Bake iRacing Gen 6 Cup Series. Be able to see that tomorrow, right around 8:15 Eastern, when I get to join the one and only Frozen Toes or Eliza Bethel up in the booth. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is. I'll have to double check on the schedule, but it's gonna be a great race. I know Dover was last week. I'll have to see where they're at tomorrow evening. But either way, I have no doubt in my mind it'll be a phenomenal race. As right now the top 5, give or take, are all single file. And just as I say that, Rickard in that 05 machine goes ahead and throws it to the inside, trying to gain some more spots. Clean air, very, very important at any track, and it definitely sounds like, even though this is a short track, it's very important here as well. I mentioned that earlier. Definitely might push tight a little more into these corners. All right, caution number 9 is going to fly. Looks like this one's going to be on Doug King somewhere in the back, or Doug King is going to be involved in it. So let's go on back with him right now. See if we can find out exactly what happened here and pick this up. Let's play it out. There you see him behind the 610 of Eric Heil, and I believe it's going to be Mike Pop Bear Campbell right in front of him. So here they are down the backstretch, side by side. Oh, it looks like the 87 just gets loose and does a great job saving it. Here comes the 54 SM Designs machine just behind. And then the 5 of Mike Miller, the 8 of Mr. Weaver. And it looks like the 8 of Mr. Weaver just makes some contact with the back end of the 87, sending him up and around. And that's going to be caution number 7. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live one more time. Actually, I take that back. That was caution number 9. All right, so how about the one and only Josh Taylor? See if we can't pull him on up right quick and see what driver 30 of this Coca-Cola machine thinks about his Silverado's chance of getting it done. Josh, let's repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, Josh, you are now up 15 spots on the evening. A phenomenal race for you. I mentioned a couple times in the broadcast about all the laps that you turned, wondering, or worrying about the wear and everything else. Can you get on up there and take this, or at least maybe gain another spot or 2 for a good podium position?
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough. Austin's really fast. The 05 is really fast. Brian's really fast. I don't really take off very good. It takes my car or truck to, a few laps to really get going. So if we can get a long run, maybe. But the laps are kind of quick, like going pretty quick under caution. So I don't know if we'll get a chance to really get a long run. But we might get a podium out here. You never know. We could probably get lucky. You never know.
When it comes to you and all the time that you put in iRacing and the practice and everything, there's nothing wrong with turning some laps and getting that extra seat time. And I know that you and Justin and a few others turned a couple hours worth today. I know you're going back green here momentarily, so I'll get you back on down with the rest of your teammates. Good luck in that Coke machine, sir. Keep the shiny side up.
Appreciate it.
You got
Thanks,
it.
Pete.
You got it. All right, one more time. That is Josh Taylor, pilot of that number 30 Coca-Cola machine. As we go back green, let's go.
Green flag, green flag.
It looks like Josh Taylor on that outside, really getting a bit of a good bite. Just got to try to keep that 30 wound up on the high side without making contact with the wall. What a great run off the corner. Right now to the outside of the 74. He's kind of in a position where we saw him earlier. He was being pinched down. Well, now he's able to do a little bit of the pinching to keep that 74 down on the curb and try to get the best possible run off. But it looks like the 74 is going to win that battle as that number 30 tags the outside wall just a bit, back up into the rough stuff. And let's take a quick look, if we can, at the right side of that Coca-Cola machine to see if he's got any real damage or not. Jump on board with that camera. No real damage. It actually looks pretty good. So he'll be able to move on. I wouldn't imagine there's any tire damage either. All right. Working lap 145 of 200 here for the Network Alliance for Veterans 200. And these guys have been getting after it all night long. 9 cautions on the evening. Will it be Justin Anscock to get another win in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series? Or will Austin Collins claim another one? Will Scott Rickard be able to get on up there from P3? He said he wanted that clean air. Well, right now, he only has to take a couple more spots in order to have just that. 74 throwing it underneath the 13. Can the 13 try to keep him pinched down? Not that time. 13 able to accelerate up and off the corner. 74 still held at the mercy of the 13's pace up and off as they come across the start stripe. Couple more laps to go to 50 to go. Again, big thank you to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of our United States Army and everything that he does over at the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Caution that's going to go ahead and fly yet again. It's going to be caution number 10. Mike Pop Bear Campbell might have something to say about this one, so let's go on back with him right now. See if we can find out exactly what happened in his Network Alliance for Veterans number 71 Ford F-150. Let's play this out. You see the 25 just ahead of him. Looks like Mike's definitely got a little bit of damage across the back end of his truck. Up and off the corner. That's off turns 3 and 4. Coming across the start stripe into turns 1 and 2. Looks like Mike just gets on the, hard shot into the inside wall. Mike got on the throttle and straight to the inside wall and knocks the left front fender out. And caution flies. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so we definitely have some takers for Pit Road. Ed Robertson, Brian Pizzakemi, Jose Ruiz, Josh Taylor, Chris Murphy, John Osborne, Stan Carnathan, Chris Weaver, Eric Heil, and more. So Tom Harmon decided to stay out. Jimmy Cocker wasn't available earlier. We talked to Andrew Chapman. Let's see if we can get a hold of Chris Bruns by chance. I believe he's going to be down there in Elite Racing, right along with his SM Designs teammate, Eric Heil. Let's go ahead and pull him on up. Chris, it's Repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy in that SM Designs 54?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Looking pretty good. Right now, you are up 22 spots to P4. A bunch of guys just went on down pit road. You haven't been on pit road since lap 127. How important to track position is it to you to try to possibly get a podium this evening?
Well, I'm just trying to stay consistent, wait for an opportunity to open up and take it.
I absolutely get that. Getting ready to line back up, to go back green. Definitely wish you luck in these last less than 50 laps to go. Go get them, sir.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, back on down to Elite Racing right now. And again, wishing luck to both him and his teammate Eric Heil for the remainder of this race. Okay. Getting ready to fire off yet again. Let's bring it on back to the starter cam. Let's go racing. Not 100% sure. Oh, is this 610 of Eric Heil locking him up not to get into somebody, or so it would have looked. And way up on the curbs, no harm, no foul. It cost Eric Heil a bunch of spots. And it looks like the 54 gone from P4 back to P19 after that restart. He's going to have to try to gain a lot of that ground back. But right now, Jimmy Cocker up there in that number 20 machine. He is the new leader. So hand that man a point for leading a lap. Coming closer and closer to 40 laps remaining here in the NAV 200. Jimmy Cocker now has the 68 and the 74 of Tom Harmon and Austin Collins side by side. It's a 25 and the 13, kind of running side by side just behind them. And then Scott Rickard in that 05, just wondering which line is going to move. So far, it kind of seems like the bottom side, but up front, Jimmy Cocker absolutely getting away as these two continue their battle. Andrew Chapman out there in the land of YouTube while he should be driving says, "Did you see my tailgate, Pete?" Well, let's go on over to Andrew Chapman's car and take a look at his tailgate right quick. Progressive. Yes. Progressive. I can't get close enough to tell whether that's flow or not. So I'm just gonna let that one I'm gonna let that one go. But okay. Battle here between Josh Taylor and again the 25 of Andrew Chapman into turns 3 and 4. Looks like the 30 is going to be able to take that spot away. Here's Jose Ruiz trying the same thing on the bottom, just not able to fill that hole. And of course, here comes the 7 of Chris Murphy and John Osborne right behind. Just back here right now, a battle for P10. Chris Murphy has it. John Osborne wants it. Jose Ruiz right now sitting P number 9. Long conga line of trucks around this half-mile track in Martinsville, Virginia. Less than 40 laps remaining now. Looks like the 74 of Austin Collins was able to take the lead back. Jimmy Cocker right now back to P number 5. So Jimmy Cocker falling off a little bit. Caution's out. Chris Weaver and James Shanewold possibly have something to do with this. So let's go ahead and click on over and see if we can find out exactly what happened here with the 8 and the number 1 of James Shanewolf. I'm going to guess something happened with the 8, and then the 8, and then I'm sorry, the 1 of James Shanewolf was collected afterwards. But let's go ahead and play this out. Eight, about a half lane up off the curb, so no issue there. Coming across the start stripe into turns 1 and 2. Right behind, I want to say that's going to be the 33 of Stan Carnathan. Down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Looks like he locks it up, and around he goes. And you see the 3 get some damage. There's a 64 of Ed Robertson. Trying to get back under, or back to speed. Not quite sure where James Shanewolf came into play there. Let's see if maybe we can find out. All right, here's Shane Wolf. Behind the 88 of Brad Rivers. There you see the 3 up ahead. Again, down the front stretch, still behind the 88. 88 looks like it might be kicking out just a little bit. Might make the one of Shane Wolf a little apprehensive about closing or following closely. There you see the 88 lock up. The 1 spins at the same time. Keeps it off to 610 as Eric Heil goes on by. And that's what we got. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Justin Aniscock re-inherits the lead. Last time him and everybody else inside the top 8 were on pit road was lap 149. Doug King was down on 151. Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, Josh Taylor, Andrew Chapman, Eric Heil, and Austin Collins were all on pit road here just 2 laps to go, lap 167. So as we take a look at the running order, it looks like everybody inside the top 19, possibly top 18, is still on the lead lap. So that again would be Justin Aniscock, Scott Rickard, Brian Pizzicchemi, Jose Ruiz, Chris Murphy, John Osborne, Stan Carnathan, James Shanewolf, Doug King, Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, Josh Taylor, Andrew Chapman, Eric Heil, Chris Bruns, Kenny Lind, Ed Robertson, and Austin Collins. All right, let's go ahead and bring it on back to Barney. He's got the green flag up. They're coming through turns 3 and 4. Let's go racing.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, so 13's going to come off and lead another one. Now getting closer and closer to 25 to go. Working lap 172 of the NAV 200 here live from Martinsville. I definitely apologize that I was told out there in the land of YouTube that the stream says Homestead. Oh, that was last week. Something happened with the with Restream and only updated one of the titles. Definitely go ahead and make sure I get that fixed, but definitely, again, big welcome to everybody out there in the land of Twitch or YouTube. Of course, Eric Heil was out there. Jay's on Top was out there. Our the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross from the Network Alliance for Veterans was out there. Bruce Spencer, John Milner, Andrew Chapman, and a few others. I see y'all. Don't be afraid to say hi. I promise I don't bite. But if you haven't already, please make sure you go on over, smash that follow, hit the subscribe if you can. It is absolutely appreciated. All right, so 13 continuing to lead. He's got Scott Rickard now in the 05 just behind. Scott Rickard wanted that clean air, still wants that clean air. He wants to get on up there and take the lead. He's going to have to get by one of the best in Turned Down for What to go ahead and do that. Talking about the 13, of course, of Justin Aniscock. Brian Pizzicchemi, he also wasn't. He also didn't go down pit road on this most recent stop. Last time he was on pit road was lap 149. The first guy on newest tires going to be this guy right here, the 68 of Tom Harmon. He started 5th, right now running 5th, and with 4 brand new Eagle Field Goods, I'm sure he's going to try to march his way through the field as quickly as he possibly can. Again, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, retired of our United States Army, for sponsoring the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series for the 2nd year in a row. I put the NoFlashVeterans.com website out there in chat a little bit ago. If you're in and around the great state of, the great state of Indiana, make sure you go on over. Hit up Lieutenant Colonel Ross if you have a brother, a sister, niece, nephew, uncle, aunt, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, whatever. If you know a veteran in your life, maybe they can use some of the resources that Colonel Ross has available, or if he doesn't have it readily available, you can bet your bottom dollar that he'll reach out to anyone within the various networks that he knows to try to help you and get the answer that you need in the most expedient manner. So again, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Ross for everything that he does, not only for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, but also for our United States veterans as well. So whether it's the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or Space Force, thank you, thank you, thank you. Justin Anscott trying to pull away from the 05 of Rickard, but you can bet also that he's keeping an eye on Tom Harmon, Josh Taylor, Jimmy Cocker, Andrew Chapman, and others after they've just come on back on track after pitting under that most recent caution. He knows that it's only going to be a matter of time. In fact, Tom Harmon, here he is, pulling inside the 78 of Brian Pizzicemi. Again, Pizzicemi, he started tail end Charlie this evening, and he has raced his way all the way forward. There is the 8 trying to whoa and slow it up, not to impede the way of the other leaders, getting down as close as he can to the inside line. And this is about to be a great race for the lead soon. Coming to 15 to go. There you see the Deuce on the bottom with a slow crawl. Again, not to interfere with the drivers up front. I imagine it's only going to be a matter of time before the 68 is either able to take the 05 on the outside or on the inside. And in fact, here it is right here. Going to pull the inside of the 05 of Rickard. And look at the way that he's able to accelerate through the center of the corner and off. That is those 4 tires going to work. Now what Justin Anscott has to hope is that the 68 burns up all of his tires on his way up to him, that he's burnt them off trying to pass everybody behind the 13 to catch up to P2 in order to challenge him for the lead. I think this is going to be a great battle within our final 10 laps. From our drone cam high above our top 2, you definitely see the 13 able to accelerate off the corner, almost the same as the 68. Don't really see the rear end stepping out much at all. Very smooth up and off the corner. 68 staying right there. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at the pace between these top 2. You can definitely tell Harmon there in the green 4 of the last 5 laps. He's been quicker. I mean, by as much as 1.5 tenths. But Anscott's still able to hold him at bay. What's it going to be? 10 laps remaining. You see the 57 of Kenny Lynn pulling up high to stay out of the way of the leaders. Scott Rickard back here in P3, watching the 57 as well as he goes ahead and throws it in. Josh Taylor also on 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. He's going to try to make his way on by the 05 also. There he goes, throwing it into the corner as we got a battle for the lead, battle for P3 as well. That 30 Coke machine down low. Looks like something happened with the 68. Maybe got a little loose. Not 100% sure. 30 hard on the brakes not to collect the back end of the 68, but takes over P3. Do we have a little bit of a crossover attempt? Makes Josh Taylor throw it into the corner, maybe a little bit faster than he would have wanted to. But Justin Anscott right now running P1, Tom Harmon second, Josh Taylor third, Scott Rickard fourth, and Jimmy Cocker back there in that Virginia Tech number 20, sitting P number 5. You You see Chris Weaver up ahead of the leader. You can definitely bet that Justin Aniscock is worried about where that 8 will be once he works his way on up to him. This is from the back of Justin Aniscock. Let's take a look from the nose. You can see the 8 up here. You see the 3 up there as well. 8's going to go ahead and pull down, get out of the line, but he'll meet him going into the turn, so nobody's going to really be able to take high or low. Just right behind the 8. 68's going to go around. Caution's going to fly. We're going to have a green-white checker. Oh, boy. All right, let's see if we can go back with Tom Harmon and replay this. Definitely not what he wanted to see in the closing laps of the race, but let's go on down right quick and play this out. We'll see if this was curb or if this was contact between the 68 and the 30 after they all had the checkup for the 8. We're about to find out. Going into turns 3 and 4, Justin Aniscock here in just a moment is going to have to go high around the 8. '68, yeah. Josh Taylor could just, I don't know if he just couldn't tell that he was having to check up or what it is. 74 getting on by the 68. 68 stays low until there's a clear. You see the 23 of Jose Ruiz get up and get going also. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live one more time. We're not going to bug Justin or Josh Taylor or the 05 of Scott Rickard. We talked to Austin Collins as well earlier. Going to let these guys concentrate on what they've got to do. But I will tell you this. Of the top 3, Josh Taylor has the newest tires. We're talking at 22 laps fresher tires than both the 13 of Justin Aniscock or the 05 of Scott Rickard. When we talked to him earlier, he was feeling pretty confident in the way that his truck felt. So we'll have to see now in the closing laps. Again, this is green-white checker attempt number 1 as the 8 comes off pit road. Take a look at our temperatures one more time. Take a look at the weather.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green.
All right, so
we are not going green.
We're gonna go. We're gonna standard yellow one more lap. So the track temp has actually come down a little bit, down to about 88 degrees. Air temp 72. So they're gonna have a little bit more grip, but on these older tires for the 13. And for, it looks like Scott Rickard and James Shanewolf. A few of these guys are down pit road, lap 149. However, back here at about P7, Jimmy Cocker and Brian Pizzakemi, Chris Murphy, Andrew Chapman, all these guys just went down pit road on lap 197. So they got 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and ready to rip their way through the field. Have to see how that works out for them. All right, so let's go ahead and get back up with our leaders. I'll go ahead and take another look from our drone cam. It's gonna be an interesting restart. I'll actually leave it right here so you can kind of keep everything right in view. They're gonna be coming to Barney in the flag stand off of turn number 4. Let's go.
Green, green, green.
Looks like 13 of Justin Aniscock gets a really, really good start. Looks like the 30 of Josh Taylor, he's going to be able to, caution's going to fly yet again. Tom Harmon a little bit further in the back. Looks like the 25 also going around right there also. Let's go back with Tom Harmon right quick, see exactly what happened again with that number 68 Avril Lavigne Silverado right quick. All right. So here we go. You see the 89 to his inside, 25 right ahead, and then the 7 on the bottom. Let's go ahead and go far chase mode, and let's play this out. It's going to be right on the restart. 25 is just ahead of him. That's going to be Andrew Chapman. You see the 7 there on the bottom. It's going to be Chris Murphy. And, of course, the 89 of Charlie Mosley Jr. It looks like a big stack up on the outside. 68 goes to the outside. There's the 54. It's going to be... it's going to be traffic. 3 wide off the corner. And the 68's the meat in the sandwich. Just nowhere to go. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Again, we're not going to bug Justin Anscock or Josh Taylor. We talked to Austin Collins. We talked to Scott Rickard. Get ready to close this up. James Shainwolf was also on pit road at lap 149. Jimmy Cocker, Chris Murphy, and Brian Pizzakemi were on pit road 197. The same thing as Charlie Mosley Jr. and Chris Bruns. It's going to be a very, very interesting restart, to say the least. Definitely saw where the 30 of Josh Taylor was able to carry a whole bunch of extra speed getting into the corner, but locked him up once or twice not to wreck the 13 of Justin Anscock. Those guys are, like I mentioned earlier, they are friends, just like Josh Taylor and Jose Ruiz. They used to race together in a league called NNR back in the day on the Xbox. So very familiar with each other's racing style, what they try to expect out of their trucks, but nonetheless, they both got a very, very fierce competitive spirit. 13 chose the high side. 30's on the bottom. Lights back on the pace truck. We're going to go around one more time. So pace truck's going to go all the way through, recollect the field. There's going to be a green-white checker attempt, I believe number 3, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think, chat? Who gets it done here? Is it the 13 or the 30? Or does somebody come from row 2 or maybe even row 3 to claim the checkers for this race? All right, pace truck is again off of pit road. I'm sorry, off the track and onto pit road. I'll get it right one of these days. Coming to the attention of Barty in the flag stand. Green flag. 30 getting a really, really good start. The 13 coming on down to take that line away. The 05 rather of Rickard up on the high side. Can't accelerate up and off the corner. Caution's out again. All right, let's see if we can find out what happened here. It's going to be a little bit further in the back again. Looks like Ed Robertson and Jordan Anderson are going to have something to say about this one. All right, let's play this out. Grip says my money's on the 13 if everyone plays nice. Yeah, let's see. There's the 64 of Ed Robertson back there. You see him make contact with the 3, slide up just a little bit. The 3 able to lock it down, and for the most part, no real contact. There you see the 88 of Brad Rivers late making some contact. And yeah, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back. And we're going to rack and stack this one more time. Yes, Grip says something happened to the number 1 truck after the yellow flew. Yeah. Let's go back with that real quick. There's number 1 on the bottom, on the inside. It's got Jimmy Cocker in the 20 who's outside. The 7 behind, 78 behind. One little loose up off the corner, getting into the back, no, trying not to get into the back end of the 78, locks it down. Here's the 23 of Jose Ruiz and a few more. There you go. You called it, Griff. You called it, sir. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, going through turns 1 and 2. I believe that was the final green-white checker, if I'm not mistaken. Well, so if that's the case, then this is checkers or wreckers. They just come home with the steering wheel, so it says. Let's see.
Green, green, green.
Green flag. $13 with a pretty good lead. 30 right now, P number 2. 15th caution on the evening. Started off pretty good earlier. Chris Brunn's going to have something to do with this one. And if I'm not mistaken, that should be it. Yep, this is the final lap. So Justin Anscock will grab another win here in the turn down for what iRacing Truck Series. Josh Taylor's going to wind up P2. Austin Collins third. Scott Rickard, Brian Pizzichemi is going to be your top 5. Jimmy Cocker, Charlie Mosley, Stan Carnathan, Andrew Chapman, and John Osborne will round out your top 10. '74 is going to come on up. Big congratulations. A little bit donut on the door. Jimmy Cocker doing the same thing, right, as well as the 30 of Josh Taylor. Brian Pizzichemi in the 78. Here comes the 89. Another donut. All right, let's go ahead and clear the board. And, yeah. Rowdy, it's all yours, sir. Burn them down. Josh Taylor's, Justin Anscock celebrating here in Martinsville, grabbing the checkers for the Network Alliance for Veterans 200. So this NAV 200 went by 15 cautions on the evening. 13 doing a dubbed Alan Kulwicki Polish victory lap, taking his victory lap in reverse. And very, very soon we'll get to speak with Josh Taylor, Austin Collins, and our winner, the one and only Justin Anscock. Ladies and gents, we will be right back with our top 3. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. The NAV 200 now in the rear view, talking to our top three. The first one we're going to bring up, driver 74, down 2 spots after starting on pole, but absolutely led the most laps this evening. Talking to Austin Collins. Austin, we talked to you a little bit during the race, during one of the cautions, and at the end, it just didn't quite go your way. Talk us through your race, your strategy, and what the difference was in your truck between the clean and dirty air in the closing laps.
Biggest thing was I screwed myself speeding on pit road there. That last lap 170 or whatever caution. Sped on pit road, took my last set and had to drive up from the very back there, drove to like 6th, and at that point we just kept getting rashes of cautions and didn't have time to make any moves. Not that I would have been able to at that point. I kind of roasted my tires trying to drive up there. But yeah, just kind of beat myself. I felt like tonight. Track position was kind of hard, so you never know. I probably could have just rode behind Justin all night if I would have stayed out, but hindsight's always 50-50. We'll come back, try to get another one next week.
Yeah, talking about next week, guys, I just pulled up the schedule for everybody watching in Atlanta, Twitch and YouTube. We trade in this half mile for, we're going to go back to Bristol and see how that's going to play out. A whole lot more banking, the last great Coliseum, Thunder Valley, whatever you want to call it. How do you prepare for Bristol to try to maybe finish one or two spots better?
Just trying to be consistent. Bristol's one of those tracks where I know we're running a different setup, or we were. I don't know if we still are since the parameters kind of changed on the trucks. But they last time we tested it was kind of loose on entry for some people. But it's one of those tracks where you can kind of run high, you can run low. Both have their benefits. It'll be just trying to take care of the truck. It's easy to get tore up pretty good there at Bristol. Real fast speeds and not a lot of room. So like I said, we'll just try to take care of it. Try to keep all 4 wheels and all 4 fenders on it and see where we go.
Bristol has been known in the past to be a high-line track. Do you anticipate the groove to move on up, or you think it'll be a bunch of really fast trucks on the bottom side?
Like I said, it's always just, you never know until you get into the session. I hope it's bottom side. I love running the bottom at Bristol. I'm not really big on the high side. It just kind of, for me, it's not the most fun. Because the top's always going to be good, but if you can't run the bottom at all, it just kind of makes the racing. It's where you ride behind the guy in front of you and try not to run him over, or try to run him over if you want to pass, I guess. So we'll see. Like I said, I hope the bottom works. I love Bristol with the bottom. And like I said, we got the new improved Bristol with new graphics. They got pit road or victory lane now, so
nice.
It'll be fun. Hopefully, I can be able to take advantage of that, and we'll be able to drive this Toyota Tundra in that victory lane there.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see you next week at Bristol. Congratulations on your podium finish. Yet again, another very, very fast truck. Started on pole, led a ton of laps. Points are going to reflect that as they get updated, and we'll see you then.
Yep. Thank you, Pete.
You got it. All right, Josh Taylor. Talked to him a little bit during the race as well. That number 30 Coca-Cola machine up 17 spots. The only other driver out there this evening that took more was the 78 of Brian Pizkemi after starting tail end Charlie. Josh, one hell of a finish. At one point, we saw you battling with the 81 Pepsi machine. It was kind of battle of the cans, but when it's all said and done, runner up to your good friend Justin Anaskog, your teammate also, in fact. Walk us through your race and your strategy.
Well, I actually had an EOL, so I started at the very end. And I just kind of tried to work my way up. I was kind of following Brian there for a while. And then cautions kind of started just to fly. I feel like I was really good on the long runs, and we just wasn't getting long runs, and I just didn't fire off as fast as everybody else. I felt like I was trying to just, manage the race and save my tires and stuff, but it just didn't seem that way. And then I just decided to pit on the last one. I had a set of tires left with like 30 to go. I was like, I couldn't lose that many more spots, and I didn't think I was going to have a chance to win where I was. So I was like, you know what, I'll just pit, and we'll see what happens. And I got through traffic really fast, and I just kind of followed Thomas there for a while. And we kind of, finally got up to the front, and I don't know if he didn't know that I got below him or whatever. You know, it's Martinsville. Stuff kind of happens kind of fast. So I
Yeah.
put my nose under him, and I think he was just trying to dime in the corner to get a run on Justin, and you know, I'm just trying to go for the win as well. So sorry to him for that. Definitely was not my intention to wreck him for sure, but. And yeah, I just couldn't get a good start on the restart. I mean, Justin gave me the bottom.
Yep.
Tried to help me out as much as he could, and you know, I'm not gonna try to race him dirty, but if I could have kept my door to him, maybe I could have done something. But he was just really good on the restarts too. I just couldn't keep my door to you know, to his door to give me a chance. And you know, and if we could have got, you know, to the white flag and actually had a lap or so, I mean, I had fresher tires, but I mean, everybody was just wrecking in the back, so.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to even fight for the win there at the end. So, but yeah, sorry to Thomas for, you know, what happened to him. Congrats to Justin, man. He deserves it probably more than anybody in all these races. You know, he's very good, very talented driver on this game, and you know, hats off to him.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Justin Escock is definitely one of the better drivers here in the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series, and I can't wait to see what the result of this season is. I'm sure you and I'm sure him and Austin Collins and Brian Piscemi and so many more will play a factor when it comes time for the championship. It's going to be a great season. Glad you're in it. Mm-hmm. Next week, Bristol Motor Speedway. It's going to be a lot of fun. Will you be the first one to sit in the newly scanned victory lane?
I hope so. I feel like I've always been really decent in Bristol. So, but I mean, there's some good drivers in here, so you never really know. Track position, you just really don't know. Bristol's gonna be hard to pass if you can find out how to ride the bottom a little bit and maneuver around. If you're just stuck on the top, you're probably not gonna really go anywhere. So it'll be fun. Hopefully we can get the job done. We need it. We're pretty bad in points. We've had some pretty unlucky starts. My iRacing was broke for some reason. I couldn't get in and forgot about an update and didn't get into another race. So we're pretty far behind the trail. So we kind of need to win. So I mean, we'll just try to get maybe one of these races we'll get a win.
I have no doubt it's coming. I mean, I've told many drivers this in many leagues, including the one that we'll see tomorrow night with the Chick Big iRacing. All the time. Eventually, you're going to have to break through, and when that happens, it's money. So, congratulations on this runner-up. We'll see you next week at Bristol, sir.
Appreciate that.
You got it. All right, moving on up. The man of the hour, Justin Aniscock, in that number 13 Rowdy machine, bringing back, I should say, the old colors. Almost felt like a Darlington night. But Justin, a phenomenal race. You weren't the fastest all night long, but here at the end, you had your truck in the best possible spot. You weren't having to run behind a whole bunch of dirty air, and the win belongs to you at the paperclip. Walk us through your win, sir.
Yeah, it was dirty air was pretty bad tonight, especially in turn 3 and 4. I was just too tight down there. I know I could hang with Colin, Austin in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 I was just so tight, and me and him was just so even. So none of us can get away or pull away or fall back, and it kind of just came down to an off sequence pit stops. And man, I really wish we had a little bit more green flag running. I think I would have been in trouble with Thomas behind me before that one caution came out, and then yeah, I was just trying to help Amor get through the restart so we can have at least a little bit of fresh air and single file, and I just pretty much go for it on the last lap, but unfortunately we didn't get that chance to do it.
Well, I mean, a phenomenal race. I mean, yeah, in the end there were more cautions than I'm sure you and everybody else in the field would have liked. But in the beginning, it was actually pretty good. 20, 30, 40 laps at a clip. Didn't get any green flag pit stops in. How do you feel about Bristol next week?
Bristol's Bristol.
It's
I do
Bristol,
not know
baby.
what.
There you go.
It's Bristol, and you're gonna put 35 gladiators out there and
I
let them
like it.
loose, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
I like it.
I haven't raced there in a little while. I don't know if they updated the setup or not, but I hopefully they did. They did and fixed the entry going into the corners so people just don't self spin. But I don't know. I think Papa will get with Papa sometime and see what happens out there.
You and Josh Taylor and a few others spent a lot of time here this afternoon, basically getting acquainted with the setup and the track and what the temperatures were going to be like. And in the end, you know, the seat time that comes with all that, how valuable is that to you?
Here in like the short tracks and road courses, mostly is very valuable to get your braking and throttle inputs and your steering inputs. I know I think I went with Josh's steering input, maybe just like a few clicks less than him, but I think we pretty much ran the same thing. So that's probably why we were so even on the long run during all the practices. But yeah, it definitely paid off for those 2 hours of practice.
All right, buddy. We will see you next week at Thunder Valley. It's going to be a great show from the Last Great Coliseum, and cannot wait to see maybe you go back to back, Josh Taylor get one better, or maybe Austin Collins bring it back to victory lane. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if the track does actually look a ton better after, you know, all the new scans. I think that can make for an even better evening. We'll see you then, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, ladies and gents, that's going to wrap up the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Again, if you've got a brother, sister, uncle, aunt, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, you know, whatever, if you have a veteran in your family in the great state or surrounding states of Indiana, make sure you reach out to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, retired of our U.S. Army, and do that with any concerns that you may have, any wants that you have, any questions that you have. I promise you he will absolutely get back to you. Until next week, I'll be back on tomorrow night with the one and only Eliza Bethel, better known as Frozen Toes, on her channel to kick off the next Shake and Bake race. Have a great evening, everybody. Take care.